Operation Maelstrom. Right, guys.
Hello out there and welcome to another episode of Greetings from Derbyland, the only online internet web series that boldly goes where no other Derby announcer has gone before. I'm the New Jersey Knight.
I'm KVD.
And we're here to talk to you about the never-flinching Balkan neck-pinching events that are taking place in Arlo section of the map of Derbyland. And speaking of Arlo, where'd you go? What are you doing down there? Are you okay?
It worked.
All right.
Just so you know.
All right. You sure?
It's good.
All right.
I'm fine.
Are you?
What are we talking about?
Talking about our little section of the map of Derbyland, and this is the end of Greetings from Derbyland. This is the end of this season, 2015 season of Greetings from Derbyland, and what a weekend!
Seriously,
to end our season.
Oh my god!
Of Greetings from Derbyland.
Yeah. So we did everything basically, all the things. We went up to Nova. We covered a bout. Shocker. That's what we do. It's kind of our modus operandi.
Mm-hmm.
The next morning. 7:30 in the morning, I was down in Richmond covering...
Sleeping.
Yes, jerk. But I was calling Seasons Beatings. The second time I've done it. It was awesome. Had a blast. We're going to talk about that, and we've got a bunch of scores to talk about on that. But first, we've got to talk about the Nova bout.
Yes.
And something else afterwards.
I think something else big happened that was kind of surreal. Can't believe it happened to little old us. Well, big fat us. But I can't believe that happened to us.
Yeah, but we're going to get to that in a moment. First, the Nova Supernovas, Nova Roller Derby Supernovas versus the DC Rollergirls Capital Offenders. Let's go to some bout footage. All right, so in this one we have number 16, Ice Tease.
Taking on 333, Betty TKO.
Yes, awesome names.
Great names.
Awesome people, too. We actually got to talk to Ice Tease, finally, in person. And here we see Betty TKO in the first turn, taking lead jammer here. Ice Tease close on her heels, too. You see them finally hitting up into the pack. TKO gets through a couple hips, calls off the jam. Puts up, looks like 1 point each. Alright, so in this clip we have number 12 from the Supernovas, Oh Me So Moni.
And number 19 from the Capital Offenders, Jackson Villain.
This next whistle is going to start the jam. And they're off. Now they're off.
Now they're off, yeah.
Right in turn 1, Oh Me So Moni taking lead jammer. Not something that's very easy to do against Jackson Villain, who goes down right there, but gets right back up, loses the helmet cover, and is sent to the penalty box for something I didn't see what it was. Doesn't matter, because Oh Me So Moni is going to capitalize on this. Passing every blocker she can, getting a little bit of hell right there. Out of play block called on that blocker. I did not catch the number of the blocker. But Oh Me So Moni hitting back into the pack. Going on the outside. Cuts into the inside. Goes down. Thankfully did not lose any track position as she comes back in, going into turn 1. Taking a couple incredible hits. And then slides right back in. That's going to be a 5-point grand slam for Oh Me So Moni. Right as the power jam ends, yeah.
And now Jackson Villain coming up and breezing right by the Supernova defense as we got Dr. Frankenhurter, great name. River Strong for all you Whovians out there. I think I saw Slammer Delaney there as well. Playing some great defense for the Supernovas.
River Strong had such a great bout today.
Absolutely, as you will see in our MVPs.
That's true. All right, in this one we have number 16. Once again, this is Ice Tease from the Supernovas.
Taking on the Mad Waver, Stabby, or Stabbigail Adams.
I wish we had footage of her waving to us randomly, waving to everybody. But she takes lead jammer right there. Right there in turn 2. Ice T's having a little bit of trouble there. with a couple of the blockers, which from the cap-offs, I mean, good lord. Stabby with a 5-point grand slam.
Just as Ice-T's breaks through her initial pass, and she's coming back around on her scoring pass. And Stabby wisely calls it off for any points can be accrued.
All right, we have Slammer Delaney, number 730 from the Novas.
And for the Capital Offenders, number 55, Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Took several tries for me to get that one correct.
Slammer Delaney taking lead jammer here. Ella not too far behind her, though.
Hot on her heels.
And you see a lot of defense going on there without jammers involved, but it is called off before either of them can get back to the pack. So we have number 1928, Surly Temper from the Supernovas.
And once again, number 333 for the Capital Offenders, Betty TKO. And there is Betty TKO taking lead jam status. I want to say she had about 4 or 5 for the afternoon.
Yes. Now see, this is where we're getting into more maid-style play here, where the pack is just going as fast as the jammers. Not something that's normal for the WFTDA playset. Nothing wrong with it, though. We saw some of that in the finals, especially the Gotham versus Rose City. So here we have Ice-T's number 16 from the Supernovas,
and once again number 55 for the Cap Offenders, Ella Fitzgerald. I got it right the second time. 2 for 2 on this episode of Derbyland.
God, sorry to interrupt that hit. Just ow. Oh, man. But here we go. Okay, so Ice-T's did not have the best first half, but the second half, she came out swinging.
She was a second half quarterback.
Absolutely. Here you see it here. She's already lead jammer, coming back into the pack. Jukes out to the outside, cuts back into the inside, and turn 1. 4 points. 5-point grand slam.
5 points because Ella had not made it through. Solid defense from the Supernovas.
Absolutely. Still having a hell of a time trying to get through. As Ice-T's is going to come back on the inside here, try to get some points. Ella getting on the outside finally in turn 1. She's on her initial pass. 5-point grand slam here for Ice-T's. Who's going to wait till right about there and go ahead and call this jam off. Here we have, once again, number 12 for the Supernovas, Oh Miso Moni.
And number, 854 for the Cap Offenders, Zaya Nara.
Awesome.
Great name. Great name. Fantastic name. Fantastic names all around.
And here we have no, this was, I remember this being confusing. Zaya Nara gets through, got lead jammer. We weren't 100% sure when it happened because it looked like Miso Moni got through, but she actually had a penalty call. Unfortunately, even looking at the clip, I didn't see what the penalty was. But she is going to serve out. We're in a power jam here, which Zayanara was very good at capitalizing on the entirety of this bout. She had several of them, and that really made for most of the point spread difference by the end.
I'm going to say she had over 5, about 6 or 7 lead jam status for the afternoon.
And about half of that was power jams.
Yes.
And she's already a very skilled jammer anyway, as you're seeing here. Supernovas doing their best to try to stop her, but we're seeing man-on coverage from DC. Man-on coverage from DC, and they just broke them up. Zayanara gets through, she capitalizes. Power jam's over at this point. But since the Supernovas have not made it through yet for the initial scoring, or initial pass,
it's still
Zayanara's going. Still right there. And she calls off the jam. So here we go into our eye in the sky shot. Something brand new for Derbyland. We're going to try it out and see how this works. This is going to be Slammer Delaney for the Supernovas.
And Ella Fitzgerald. 3 for 3 for Capital Offenders.
The reason that we're pulling this one up is so you can see the footwork of these girls. Right there. As Ella goes all the way on the outside. I don't even know how she found that hole. From our vantage point, I couldn't see it. We had to go to this, it's clear as day. But the vantage point she had, I don't know how she saw it go on the outside and cut in. But she did. She put up some points. It worked out really well for her and for the Capital Defenders. So you see the jam called off there. All right, so that's the bout footage we have. Quite a bit this time. A little bit of varied. The new angle that we're trying out. Hopefully you all like it. Maybe it'll come back in season 2. We'll see. But this bout, oh my God. So to tell the story of the Supernovas, I think we've mentioned it before in the episode of Nova versus Smurd. This is their first season. This was the end of their first season as a WFTDA league. Well, at least under the rule set. They've been a made league for a while. They just are making the transition. The rule sets are varied in some important ways. The style of gameplay is definitely different, where the pack is usually a little bit more mobile.
It's faster.
Definitely faster paced.
Faster.
Little things like the fact that the lead jammer can change in Made cannot change. You can lose the status, but you can't give it to the other team. The other team can never take it from you in the jam in the WFTDA. So they're coming in this season playing nothing but WFTDA teams, and these are the same girls that are on their Made league. At least most of them are.
Most of them made it over to the...
Absolutely.
Right.
And this is the end of it. So keep this in mind. They're also taking on DC's travel team. DC, who is a ranked D1, no, they're D2 this year. D1 last year. This is their travel team. We saw some All-Stars on this team. Keeping that in mind, what was the score?
Final score, Capital Defenders 186, Supernovas 120.
Okay, so we're talking about a 60-point spread?
A 66-point spread. In Derby, it may sound like a lot. If you don't know anything about Derby, 66, that's a lot of points. It really isn't.
That could be one power jam.
That's 1 or 2 power jams, then it's an equal bout.
That's the kind of stuff, again, that we saw in Rose City versus Gotham. You know, we saw those kind of deficits get destroyed in 2 jams. It happens. That is huge. And I was even talking to the coach afterward, just, you know, seeing how he felt about it. He took that as a win, too, because it is. It's a moral victory.
Yes, absolutely. It's a win on the travel team of a very well-known, ranked...
Very dominant team, especially in our region. In our little section of the map of Derbyland, as you like to say.
That's what I like to say. This guy, I coined that phrase.
I do. But it's okay. You're going to get to say a lot of things because we have some MVP interviews.
Yes.
Before we send him off to go do those, I want to mention we only have 3 of them. Now, you're about to see something else when we come back. It was not a situation of we were so excited about one thing that we forgot somebody. I had reached out. I was trying to find this skater because she had left the track while we were filming interviews. I did find her.
It's the Mad Waver herself, Stabby Adams.
Yes. Talking to Stabby, I told her I was going to say this on the episode. She said she was perfectly fine with it. She, in her words, prefers the anonymity she has of being on the track and does not want to do interviews. She prefers not to. So she did decline respectfully. I just wanted to make mention, she was an MVP. She did a phenomenal job. It was a great
Your
MVP
jammer for the Capital Defenders.
Yes. In a sea of really, really great
Any one of them could have been MVP, absolutely.
But we do have the other 3. So you want to go take care of that?
I have to?
You know you want to.
I do, but it's far away.
It's true, but there's an elevator right here. I'll take you right there.
No, but does it go warp drive?
Duh.
Oh, cool.
Let's wait for the door.
Yeah, I know.
I'm here with the MVP blocker for the Supernovas, River Strong. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome. Tell us the secret origin of your Derby name and number.
Secret origin of the Derby name is Doctor Who is awesome and River Song is awesome.
Yes.
So that was pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm not a Whovian per se.
Oh, come on.
He is. I got a lot of geek stuff on my table
Yeah,
here.
but
I'll work my way into it.
I promise you'll like it.
Yes. Okay. Take us back to the bout. What were some of the strategies that you used tonight to make yourself a more effective blocker? I saw a heck of a hit. That looked like you took a running start and it was amazing.
Just more strategy than anything. I went into that hit knowing that I had to knock her to the ground. So normally I don't try to hit somebody.
And you succeeded.
It was knocking her down. So
it was.
I got that.
and hey, that's just Derby, guys.
Right.
That's just how it goes.
There's strategy behind it.
Right. All right, we're going to end on a fun one. You just said you were in grad school. What are you going to grad school for?
I'm studying sports and recreation studies at George Mason.
All right, what are you going to do with that?
Not sure just yet.
Do sports and rec
Yeah,
stuff?
I'd love to work in women's athletics. I mean, unfortunately, there's no paid derby jobs. That would be great.
Yet.
But, you know, I
It's
think-
gonna happen, folks.
Right, eventually. And when it does, contact me.
Contact
Give
her
me a job.
for a job. Contact me, because I love to announce. River Strong, your MVP blogger for the Supernovas. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm here with your MVP jammer for the Supernovas, Ice T's co-captain. How are you doing tonight?
Good.
Excellent. Give us, since it's your first time on Breeding to Derbyland, give us the secret origin of your derby name and number.
I started skating in Australia, and then I wanted something that I thought was going to represent me as an American, skating with a bunch of Australians. And so I was looking for something from where I'm from, like maybe from the southern United States. So I ended up with Ice Teas.
Oh, about red, white, and cruise, huh?
Yeah.
Take us back to the bout. What are some of the strategies that you use tonight to make yourself a more effective jammer?
We had the privilege of having Sally here to train us today, and I was in the fortunate position of actually watching some of the training rather than participating, which I know some people maybe wouldn't say that was the fortunate position, but it did give me the opportunity to really pay attention to what she was showing. And this afternoon she talked a lot about just adding some juking things and really separating your upper body from your lower body.
I saw that. We were walking up top and we saw a drill. We saw a lot of people driving. It was absolutely amazing. I can't imagine the whole 3 hours, but just that little part.
Right.
It was great. We'd like to end on a fun one here. Sweeten or unsweet iced tea?
Unsweet.
Wow, I've been getting into a lot of unsweet. I'm trying to lose weight because I'm a big fat pig, but I'm drinking a lot of unsweet iced tea. It's good. Let's try it. Yeah, MVP jammer for the Supernovas iced teas. Perfect. I'm here with your MVP blocker for the Capital Fenders, Condoleezza Slice. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, thank
Excellent.
you.
Give us the secret origin of your derby name and number.
I am one of the original from the first 60 of DCRG to start in 2006. So I wanted a recognizable DC name and someone who was a powerful woman in DC.
And at
so
the time, there
I
she
think,
was, yeah.
And she still is.
She still is, yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted something recognizably DC and 202 for the area code.
Right on. Take us back to the bout. What did you do differently tonight than other bouts to make yourself a more effective blocker?
Oh, thanks. I always attribute to better blocking to better partnerships. So I felt like as we were going and playing, we got better and better with partnering together. So that's always exciting, is to feel like you're building as you're playing versus breaking down. So the partnerships were great. You got to rely on others, and when you feel like you got to do it by yourself, that's terrible. So I didn't feel like that tonight.
Excellent.
It's awesome.
I'd like to end on a fun one. You told me you play with your animals. What kind of animals do you have, and what do you play?
I have a whippet, Maine Coon, and a yellow-necked parrot.
So it's not even like dog, cat, or ferret. It's just like
Dog,
weirdness.
cat, and bird, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, weird ones.
Weird ones, yeah. Like stuff I never heard before. Shows you what culture I'm on. None. MVP blocker, Condoleezza Slice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Good job.
Pretty good numbers, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Speaking of interviews. First, I'm going to take a drink. This is hashtag Dr. Pepper.
Hashtag perf.
Y'all are going to understand that in a minute. Not the perf one.
Not the perf one, no.
That's for us. Yeah. So, I said we were talking about something kind of exciting that happened. We did an interview. He specifically did an interview. I shot it. That we never thought we would ever get something like this. The single most known player currently in the entire world of roller derby.
The darling of Derby.
Yeah.
At the moment.
Scald freaking Eagle.
I don't think freaking is her middle name, but we're going to
It
go
might
with
as
it.
well be.
Might as well be, yeah.
She is seriously, by the way, off camera, on camera, as you're about to see, she is what dreams are made of. When you see somebody who's at this level of just being this awesome athlete or awesome entertainer or awesome celebrity of any kind, you kind of expect they're either a really good person and deserve it, or they're a jerk. Thankfully, the world of roller derby, what we've witnessed so far in our 2 years involved in it, held true with this. She's just so approachable, so awesome, funny, quick-witted. My God. We got that interview. We're going to show it, but I want to put a disclaimer on. First, thank you, Scald. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for being on our program.
Absolutely. Now, on our program, which is a family program, we don't curse. We do, every now and then, make that mistake ourselves. I have done it.
So have I.
We've had some people do it on the show. Whenever that happens, though, we borrowed somebody from Southern Maryland Roller Derby, and that's Responsibility Unicorn, who likes to make an appearance in order to censor the cursing.
Which, by the way, is never responsible.
No. But nobody's above it. And Responsibility Unicorn does what Responsibility Unicorn wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And does happen to make an appearance in this interview. So, we're going to go ahead and throw to an interview with Scald Eagle.
Names like Michael Jordan and Joe Montana don't need introductions, and neither does this one, but I'm still going to do it. Your MVP of the 2015 WFTDA Championship, Scald Eagle. How are you doing today? It is an honor for you to be on our show today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I got to stand up straighter. I got to...
Yeah.
Usually I slouch, but thank you for being around. I could actually give us the secret origin of your derby name and number.
So in ice hockey, my nickname was Condor, and so for a hot second I considered the name Condor Thunder, but I really didn't think that anybody knew what a condor is. Or they're just certainly not well as known as eagle, and so I thought of Brawled Eagle, and I decided that Brawled Eagle was a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah, brawl.
And then I was like, okay, Mauled Eagle, but then I decided the M was weak, and so I was like,
Scald Eagle, yes.
So fast I'll burn you kind of thing, which is not true anymore, but...
Oh no. We're going to take you back I'm going to take you back in my mind to that championship game. I talk to a lot of jammers, and several times I've seen a jammer take control in one jam. Like they're down 20 and all of a sudden they're up 20. And I always ask them, did you know at the time? And they go, no, I'm focused on the jam. This was a very, very important jam with like 4 minutes left. You were down a little. And then all of a sudden, in that jam, not just you and your teammates, took control of the lead and then held control of the lead. Did you, at the time of the jam, realize, man, I'm doing this. I'm going to take down Gotham, or it's jam? You focus on the jam.
I focused on in the moment, but I did know that things were happening when it got so loud. When it was so loud, it was painful. I actually held my ears because it was hurting. I knew that good things were happening, and that I needed to keep on it. And I was doing what my coaches were telling me to do. Like everybody's, saying how smart it was to like keep the jam running. I didn't decide that. My coach decided that, and I just did what I was told.
Hey, coach tells you to do something. You go ahead and do it.
Yeah, that was definitely it. Right on, or that was right on. And luckily, I had enough gas in the tank to make it happen. So
you did a clinic, 2 clinics today, but the one in the morning, several of the ones there were sitting right next to me watching that bout, and they were just screaming their heads off and just loving it. Just the fact that it was on ESPN, it was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing. We're gonna go. Let's do some bullet points here. Okay. Chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla?
Ooh. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. Batman or Iron Man?
Ooh. Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yeah, they're about the similar, rich and all that stuff. Why exactly did the chicken cross the road?
To get to the other side.
I always say there's a roller derby on the other side of the road, and they want to go get some see some derby. I don't even know why I'm asking this question, but I have to. Coke or Pepsi?
Dr. Pepper.
Hey! Yes! Oh, I could have sworn it was going to be Coke. Like you just thought it was going to be Coke, but Dr. Pepper with a kiss of Sharon. What is the TV show that you're watching right now that you absolutely have to see every single week?
Ooh. I recently went through Jessica Jones' kiss.
Oh, it's so good. I'm taking my time. I don't want to just binge watch it. I want to do just a little.
I totally binged it out.
Oh man. What is the last movie you saw in the theater?
Oh my God.
Do you even have time for
No,
for
I
theater?
literally am sitting here and cannot remember the last movie I watched in theaters. Maybe Avatar?
Avatar. Wow, that was a long time ago.
No, I've watched some since then,
Right.
one or two.
Yeah, I just saw the new Bond movie in the
Okay.
theater, and with Derby Girls, everything is better with Derby Girls. Since we saw roller derby make its way onto ESPN, where do you see roller derby in the next 5 years?
Oh God, I mean, if I started 5 years ago, and if you would have told me it would be in the place it is now, I wouldn't have been able to foresee that. So
Right.
I have absolutely no idea. All I know is I'm stoked that it's continuing its upward rise, and I'm proud to be on the forefront of the training on that detail. So I hope more, better, bigger, but
stronger.
still alternative. Like I want us to continue to be ourselves and be what Lifted stands for, and that's for us, by us kind of thing. And I think that's what we need to do.
Last question: where do you see yourself in roller derby in the next 5 years?
Hopefully still in roller derby. I like this game a lot, and
It's so much fun. I'm trying to get everyone I know who's not into it, like, you got to get into it.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's physically taxing though. So
Oh, yeah. Oh,
being
yeah.
able to physically be
Girls-
here,
girls are
for
tough.
5 years is a major goal
Yeah.
of mine, and you gotta do a lot of things to help keep your body healthy. So
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
Yeah, but I see roller girls in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s all the way.
yeah.
So it's possible. Thank you so much for being here. Ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen,
much.
Scald Eagle, and can I ask one more thing of you?
Sure.
Derby hug?
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you.
One more thing.
Yes.
Derby high five.
That was weak.
That
okay.
was weak.
Okay, ready?
Gotta
Wait,
watch-
hold on. Take two. Ready?
Gotta watch the elbow.
Ready? There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens.
I just interviewed Scald Eagle.
And now that it's done, we can fangirl the heck out because we inside were just, oh my God.
I think I need a drink. Hashtag Dr. Pepper.
Yep, now you all understand that.
Yes.
Before I go into anything else, I know it's not on the script, I'm going to go off script for just 1 second.
Oh, here we go.
No, it's a good thing. I'm
Okay, don't touch it.
not touching.
Do you want another moment in that bench?
No, God, no.
What is it?
So, a little Scald Eagle moment as we were at the after party, and she was there, which credit to her for being there from 7:30 a.m. and then doing an after party. 7, that's right. As we're saying bye, Matt reaches over, gives her a handshake, and he's like, no, I'm not trying to touch your food. She looks right at him and is like, you better not. Like, I just died. When I say she's what dreams are made of, she's just an awesome person. She's hilarious, and I recommend any leagues out there. She is doing clinics all across the country. She did say that she's inundated right now and is trying to get some help to help her be able to stay on top of it.
Yeah, she
but
said
reach out to her.
She said there are a lot of requests coming in, and there's so many, she just doesn't have. If you did do a request for her,
You may want to send it.
send it again, because she said she just can't get to all of them.
Shocker. She's got a lot of people who want her involved in their leagues, and there's a lot of girls that we know that even in the bout afterward were using skills that they learned from the clinic just a few hours prior, and we're doing better.
We got there a little early for the second clinic, and we saw just, I don't know, a few minutes of what she was doing. I would have liked to have seen that, so I could have learned a little more as well, being a derby announcer. But
So that means anybody in the 5 states, 5 areas, municipalities that we have called in, somebody else needs to get one of these clinics too, so that we can go, because that's really why you should get it. Speaking of those areas, speaking of those regions, speaking of that weekend, I went down, like I said, the next morning to RCR, it's River City Rollergirls Seasons Beatings. I don't have any footage because it was so freaking early. There was no way I was bringing a camera, and Drew does not wake up that early, period.
Nope. Well, see, he might still be up from the previous night that early.
That's possible, actually, but he wouldn't have survived much further in. Where did I put my notes?
He threw it away.
I did. We're going to let that moment happen. I don't care. Whatever, it's the last episode of the season. I don't care. So this is Seasons Beatings is a scrimmage-based event, kind of like Smurder Mystery was. It was actually the first one we ever did, which was last year when we met Kim Deal with it and Billy Flynn, and just a bunch of awesome announcers. Got us really helped and trained in. I'm going to go over what the team names were and what the scores were. These were some fantastic ones in our beginner's bout, the 8 a.m. bout. Yeah. We had The Candy Canes in red versus the Fruitcakes wearing green. Fruitcakes took it 86-52.
Okay.
The 8:45 co-ed bout.
All right.
The first of two that we had that day. We had the Abominable Snowman wearing white and the Jack Frost wearing black, which screwed me up all the time because I kept calling them the Jack Blacks because duh.
Well, you should have. I mean, Jack Black.
It's still awesome.
Right.
The Jack Frosts took it 109-55. There were some dudes, let me just say, good lord, the skill level of some of these Murda players that came down. It's MRDA, Men's Roller Derby Association. I don't think we've actually mentioned that ever on Derbyland.
No.
Like Soul Reaper and Punk Rock and who's the other? Oh, it wasn't actually on my list originally, which changed a lot. But no, those two especially. Soul Reaper actually goes side skate into all the turns, and he's almost as fast as Country going on his side. It's impressive. I want to find out if any of you know this. Please reach out to me. I want to know what league he's on because I want to go watch him again. I'm a fan. Soul Reaper, fantastic job all day. The 9:30 intermediate bout, wearing black was the naughties, wearing white was the nice. Which did you think, Lynn?
I don't know. What was Monster on?
She was on the nice.
I think the nice one then.
Yeah, so before I say the score, real quick recap on this one, because this was awesome. Cindy Boo Hoo from RCR had a phenomenal showing in this, but in the first jam, the returning Monster Rock, the Scarlet Speedster at 540. First jam, on the front stretch, not even in a turn, takes lead jammer, gets a power jam, puts up 25 points. The first jam ended with the score at 25-0.
You said that like you were a little bit surprised.
I'm
Are
not
you surprised?
Not at all. But God, Monster was Monster. She was on fire in this one.
Monster's gonna monster.
As a result, the Nice take it 155-20. Mainly because of Monster and Cindy Boo Hoo.
Almost unfair, right?
Nothing against the other jammers, but those two, Monster's fast. We've talked about her. We've shown clips of her.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy Boo Hoo basically floats about a quarter inch above the track and just is the golden glider of RCR. She just
Hoverboard
floats
style.
around. Oh my God. Fantastic. 10-15 bout, the advanced bout. We had the Crumpus wearing green, the Kringles wearing red. The Kringles took it 79-44. There's still more. And I called all these after calling Nova and lost my voice, which is why we're recording this on a Tuesday, not on a Sunday like we originally planned, because I sounded like this. We had the 11 o'clock one. So they asked for suggestions the week leading up. I made one suggestion for team names. This got put in here. This is my favorite. The mixed level bout. Wearing white was the Hanukkah Zombies. Wearing red was the Kwanzaa Bots. Futurama for the win. Kwanzaa Bots take it 75-68. That one was close.
That sounds close, yeah.
That was awesome. And then the final one, the one at noon, the Elves wearing green, the Nutcrackers wearing red. Nutcrackers take it 121. This was co-ed, by the way, to the Elves 98. Nutcrackers win. So, again, what a weekend. So much Derby.
So much Derby, and actually in a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It's just a 24-hour period inside of a weekend.
Because what was we got up to Nova around 3:30, 4 o'clock?
About that?
And I left RCR at like 1:30.
Mm-hmm.
So with a 5-hour nap in between and an hour travel between, yeah, it was pretty much almost damn near 24 hours of Derby, and I'm so happy about that. It was awesome. It was a great way to end the season proper. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, we're at the end of it. Talking about RCR, I want to say Tornado, Country, love you both. Country, definitely thank you for getting us into Derby and starting this whole thing. We will interview you again, probably just for funsies, with actual audio that's usable, because you deserve better than what you got on that one.
Better than we can give you.
Right, well, that's always true, because Country rules. So does Tornado, and plus, That's Derby Wives. Tornado would kill us if we don't give Country the best.
Yeah, we don't want to get on Thor's bad side. Yeah.
Or Marv's, but that's just a random side note there because Marv hits hard. God.
But we're on her good side.
Yes.
So we're okay.
At season's beatings, we did have one injury, and it came in the last bout, really in the last like 2 minutes. 50 Shades of Pain. Derby names. Shades is awesome too. Got the chance to actually hang out with her a bit. She was running the scoreboard at one point with right next to me. She went down, got a concussion, but from what I've heard, as of tonight, Tuesday night that we're filming this, she's better. She's doing well. Wasn't at practice, but it was because of work, not because of the concussion.
Good to hear.
Always good to hear. I also want to talk about Mother State. Ray Gunn is healing. Mm-hmm. Thank God from that injury.
The leg is still healing slowly, not fast enough for her. She wants to be back on skates. Yeah. Of course she does.
Especially after the season she had where she was bounced between 2 leagues because of work and moving and obligations. And then gets on Mother State, gets injured, gets taken out, has to become an NSO, thankfully.
And an announcer.
Yes.
For one night.
Announcer with Monster Rock, we just mentioned. So she's doing better. And the 540 refs, actually, later that night, I was invited. But after that week in Derby, there was no way I was staying in Richmond till 7, let alone from 7 till the end of a bout. But the 540 refs did come down and help out the Mother State bout. So
scrimmage, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So awesome for them. Great job. You've got a couple you wanted to wrap up.
I do, yeah. We're gonna hit the. You just hit 2 of them, Mother State and River City, home bouts that we went to their home to cover and or announce. I'm going to take care of all the other teams that we went down to either cover.
4, Jesus.
Yeah. We've been all over the section of the map of Derbyland. Yeah. We're going to talk about the Rocktown Rollers. A couple departures at the end of their season. Steele, she transferred over to the Charlottesville Derby Dames, and Lightbite moved to Seattle. I know, sad to see them both go, but Derby has a big backyard. We're gonna see him again.
Hopefully, Lightbite will try out Rat City because I'd love to see her on that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, and she can make it. We have one injury on Rocktown that I know of. Smack Mamba, some soft tissue damage between her patella and tibia on her knee, but not that serious. Said just stay off. Doctor said stay off it for a couple of weeks. So
that'll go over like a fart in church.
Couple of weeks, but thankfully it's at the time of the year where a lot of people.
Or she actually has a couple weeks to take off.
Actually, this is the time to get hurt. When there's
if you're going to,
don't get hurt. But speaking of Smack Mamba, her and Giggle Hurts, new co-captains.
Yes.
For Rocktown. Just saw the pictures. Congratulations, girls. Gonna go to. You can't help but giggle.
Like,
yeah, no pun. No pun. Like it just
she's infectious.
She really is. The Supernovas. Just thank you for the invite, and thank you for putting together. Thank you, Ice Teas, for helping with the interview with Scald Eagle. Mm-hmm.
We owe you.
Definitely. Coach ODB, before the bout, he was like, "Yeah, it's my last one." Mm-hmm. I was like, "Do people know about it?" "Yeah, they all know." And then you talked to him afterwards, and then he said...
Let's see if I can do my ODB impression. So it was really good. I'll probably be back next year. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I can't. It's cool.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, like you've got a couple months. Like you've got some time to take off and still get your time off. Like, not really. It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, yeah, I'll probably see you next year. It's like, so hopefully, we're breaking news here on Greetings from Derbyland. Hopefully he's back. I do love the guy. Yeah. I really do.
And no injuries that I could find out as opposed to little bumps and bruises, the waking up hurt.
Yeah.
But that's going to happen in Derby. Mm-hmm. Now we're down to one of our 2 home leagues, Southern Maryland Roller Derby. Injuries. You're always getting hurt, Narky. Like Little Orphan Anarchy. Acute disc inflammation in the back. She's on steroids and Valium. And she said she's going to try to skate last night. Of course, she's going to try to skate. But, it's not an ugly disc. It's a cute one.
Well, of course.
Yeah, it's dark. It's got to be a cute one, right? So, talking about injuries, Blaze, fully healed.
And she bouted a lot at season's meetings. She was in almost every one of the ones she qualified for.
Excellent. Shout out to Blaze, new SMERD president.
Really?
According to Narky, that's what she said.
That's breaking news for me. I don't know. Wow, good job.
And former president, Princess Leia, happy retirement, girl. You deserved it. That's just going to give you more time for Derby and Star Wars.
Yes.
Now you can go see Star Wars like 20 times.
General Slaya.
General Slaya now.
I did call her that all at season's meetings. Because she was in a lot of it.
Did she hear it? Did she get it?
Oh, God. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, she loved it. She also loved all the mummies I played.
Of course. So did Hellbent, I hear, right?
Oh, God, yeah. He actually looked at me at one point and... Let you freak.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that. It will break your TV if you look at that.
Then he went right back to shooting. It was fantastic. I love Hellbent.
And 540 Rollergirls, literally 5 minutes from this set.
Yes.
We could walk there if we wanted to.
We're not going to.
Because I don't want to. But just from what I found out, they're doing a lot of them are doing their 27.5s this last week of practice. Already out of the gate, Betty Bare Knuckles, Monster Rock, and Hit Knee Tizer took care of it. I saw Petra, or Cleo Splatra, or whatever she's going to be called, before I went to football on Sunday. She was there with the fam, and she's like, "I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it this week." I'm like, so by this viewing, you'll know
she may have already done it.
Yep.
Hopefully, I'm sure she will. It's
of course, Petra. We love you, girl. Shout out to Deadly Longlegs. Haven't seen her around because of her job, but just a few more weeks until that graduation. That job, she hopefully come back. She gets her schedules.
Soon.
She gets her schedule. Hopefully, she can make it back. Yeah. And like I said, no injuries that I found out.
Good.
As opposed to any bumps and bruises with Derby. So that is the report from our little section of the map of Derbyland.
Yes. Well, I have one that's kind of a side jaunt of the section of Derbyland because it involves Monster. Update on Monster Mike. Went through chemo, 3 months of it. Talked to the surgeons. They said they're pretty sure they can do it now, but they want him to go through 3 more months to pretty much guarantee it. So this dude, stage 4 pancreatic cancer, looks like he may actually beat it. I'm not going to lie, I think we all need to see that so that we know that kind of love that the two of them have actually does conquer all. Like, it is the storybook.
It wasn't
fairy
our
tale.
will. Like, all of the Derby community and all the friends, tattoo community and music community willed that to happen, but that will pairs in comparison to that love.
Seriously, it does. It absolutely does. But that would be the only little side jaunt in the injury report because it's not quite an injury, but he's winning the battle against Cobra La. That's actually what I'm going to call his pancreatic cancer from now on, Cobra La. I like that. But that's pretty much going to bring us to the end. I did want to say this season of Derbyland, we were talking about it before we went on camera.
Off?
This is serious.
That's
time.
how serious it is.
This is serious time.
I'm not taking anything of me off. You don't want to see that.
You take the pen off. There we go.
Pen's off.
This season of Derbyland, we were expecting it to be about 8 episodes. It really was supposed to be to bring awareness to 540 and Southern Maryland, our 2 home leagues. But really, it grew into the 17th episode. That's over twice the amount of episodes we intended to produce. We covered the finals. We did bracketology for it. We broke it down. We did an interview with Scald Freaking Eagle on our final episode.
Still, probably not her middle name, but I'll go with it.
Legally, it is.
Okay.
Legally, it better be. Really, it's been a hell of a ride. It's the only way to put it. I'm not going to responsibility unicorn that.
No.
Because it has to be said that way. And really the reason it grew into covering West Virginia, North Carolina, Delaware, Maryland, DC, that's 6 municipalities that we covered. 14 leagues, I think we did the numbers for that we actually called and covered and did interviews for. It succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. We had some segments that we wanted to do that we didn't get a chance to, but the segments and things that we got to do that we never even planned on just blew our minds and blew us away, and it's all because of every one of you that's been watching and supporting Operation Maelstrom and Greetings from Derbyland. And we just wanted to take a moment here in the final episode right at the end to say thank you from both of us.
Thank you so much for all the views, all the shares, all of the
likes, the comments, the
likes,
feedback.
the comments, and also the whole, hey, where's the Derbyland episode? I'm sorry, I don't edit the thing, all right? Blame that guy.
It's true.
Yeah. Yes, I'm learning that whole editing thing.
Now, we will be going dark a little bit for a little while. There may be another episode or two in between before season 2 proper.
I'm sure we'll get invited to something.
And I'm okay with that.
Yep.
But this is the official end of season 1. Just because we may be going dark for a while and you may not hear from Derbyland for a bit does not mean that we are done. We are far from it. There are segments that we're going to be producing in the off season that we need to in order to have them ready for season 2. There's things we're going to be working on, changes that are going to be happening to season 2, changes that are going to be brought about by you. There's a survey coming soon that will be out there in the next week or two. So look for that and look for a video from me talking about that to explain it. But we're going to be working really hard to bring you a season that was already awesome, even bigger and better. And some of the things we've got planned, oh God, I'm not going to tell you. I want to, but it's going to be epic. It's going to be legendary. So stick around with us. But for the last time this season, I'm going to say, you've seen the sign on the side of the road that says you're exiting Derbyland. I'm KBB.
New Jersey night.
Good night, and thank you. That actually kind of